As you were saying, this used to be managed for deer, and now you've switched it over to early successional habitat, which really benefits quail and a wide variety of other wildlife, including herps, snakes, and reptiles, and small songbirds.
And incidentally, just as an afterthought, since you mentioned snakes, we live in an area here that's on the edge of a big swamp, and in fact it's called Rattlesnake Ridge. And it's not unusual to find a rattlesnake in this area, but he is as safe here as he could be if he were home in his living room. We do not kill snakes on this property, poisonous or otherwise. We don't like the cottonmouths that get into the lake and the ponds. We really don't like them, but we give them plenty of room. But that's God's animal, and we take care of that too. I do not want a snake killed on this property. It's been 20 years since I've dispatched a rattlesnake, and I don't allow anybody to molest them or bother them. As far as I'm concerned, when he walks down the road, he's on his own and he can have the road. We'll turn and go another direction. He may bite me one day, but that's how I feel about it.
That makes you a special landowner. And brood rearing habitat that will be even better after the prescribed burn.
I'll add this comment. A year ago, this area that you're looking at was grown up in thicket pines and gums and oak trees, and just a grown over area of trees that were probably in the 20-30 foot range. Now you see what's happened here in 2 years. We've turned it into just what I think is excellent quail habitat now, as well as deer habitat. As I said, we started off with deer habitat. That was the objective then, but it evolved into a natural quail habitat area, so we're developing and taking advantage of that. The best use of the land, that's the motto. Best use of the area.
Early for other wildlife.
This is a food plot planted primarily for deer, and as a carryover into the winter, it's a combination of wheat and rye mixture. And as you can see, it's early spring now, so it's kind of going backwards a little bit here. But it is worked out just as well as I expected for deer food plots. And it's now if you notice, we're planting pines through this now, so I'm going to increase the habitat in a different way. But I'm still going to maintain a food plot here. This is a mixture of wheat and rye, which has served the purpose very well for a deer food plot. And of course, this other turkeys and the geese enjoy it also. And it's a carryover. It's just another habitat enhancement. No, they're eating it as a forage, and it's a winter carryover through the winter. And when I say it's on the back side of the program now, it simply means that we've got new growth coming in now. That's natural new growth, and this will of course fade out. It was primarily developed just as a winter grazing supplement for deer food plots. But the new growth now, briars and bushes and flowers and natural growth is coming out, and berries will substitute for the deer now. It'll take over where this leaves off. This particular area was a duck pond, CRP duck pond. It really was not giving me the best use of the land, and it wasn't working like it should. So we elected to plant pines, longleaf pines particularly, because of the habitat and the program we have for wildlife habitat. If you have any particular questions while you're doing this, just fire away, we'll get it. But this crew is planting pines, as you can see behind me. They're hand planting rather than mechanical planting, which it appears that they are making as much progress as if they were mechanically planting these pines. And it's not going to take them long to go through this area. My project here is on the whole place is to make the best use of the land, and through
let's just I'm going to ask you on this one.
Okay, so we after careful study and consultation with the Department of Natural Resources, we elected to plant longleaf pine because it was relative to the wildlife habitat and the overall program and my objectives on this little place. So that's the reason that I'm planting this particular species of pine. Okay, which quail management is the long-term projection on for the use of this land, and we decided that the best use of it is to plant it in longleaf pine, particularly because it's conducive to habitat, quail habitat, and particularly with the prescribed burning, it can
At a younger age, 2 to 3 years old, compared to loblolly used to be, 10 to 15 years old before you can burn.
And reading about this particular species of pine, I was amazed to learn that how fire resistant basically it is. It almost reads out as fireproof.
Yeah, it has evolved with fire. And another thing that people may not think of about longleaf is the longleaf pine seeds are very high in nutrients, and the quail rely on them in the fall as an important.
Wonderful organization, full of knowledge and willing to share it with professionals and with opinions and based on facts and studies. And all that information and advice is available. Don't make the mistake of looking for somebody to tell you what to do or guide you through everything. And I elected not to do that. I elected to listen to them, listen to their advice, and then follow my own soul and my own ideas and developing that, all within the guidelines of various state and governmental requirements, such as the Corps of Engineering and the NRCS and the qualifications that you have to meet there. But you can live with those. But take their information and use it with yours and come up with the best projects you can.
And what programs have you?
And matter of fact, my advice would be don't turn a leaf until you get your approvals for them, because they can create problems that you just can't overcome too easy. I've been through that too. But I learned the hard way. There's only one way: get professional advice from the organizations that can give that to you. Okay, it's the tract consists of approximately 120 acres, and it is located southeast of Marion, South Carolina, on Wahee Road. And the property is known as Buckeye. Since I acquired it, I named it Buckeye. And Buckeye is classified as a hobby farm, since I'm not raising productive crops for sale. And it's been particularly devoted to wildlife habitat and as a productive hunting area, if we want to hunt the area. Self-satisfaction, that's the only answer I can give. It's an inborn desire to relate to my heritage and the wildlife and wildlife development and the joys that are received from contributing to that. And the way this world has changed now as far as wildlife habitat is concerned, it is a tremendous personal achievement for me to be able to work on something like this. Yes, I was hoping that I could develop a piece of property that might encourage other small landowners as to what they can really do on a small piece of land if they have the right objectives and the fortitude to undertake game management and not only game management but land management and people management. Those are things that can be derived from a small piece of land if somebody has the right leadership and the right knowledge and can make the right applications and on their land and the use of their land. I call mine a land management situation, and that's what it is. Every acre on this place, let's go a little further. Every square foot on this place is managed for wildlife habitat and for anything related to wildlife. and creating an environmental situation from habitat. And my rewards are when I can share it with other people, and particularly youth groups. But take a small piece of land and many things can come out of it, many good things, if you've got the right objectives and the right knowledge, and which is available through various organizations. The Department of Natural Resources is one of the prime places to get the right start and the right information and the right help.